Hi everyone! In this unit of study, we will be talking about the civilizations in the Americas, so the Aztec, the Maya, and the Inca. In this lesson, we will be focusing on the Maya. So the Maya were a group of important people in the Mesoamerican civilization that lasted from 2000 BCE to 1500 CE, so over 3,000 years. They lived in this region right here called Mesoamerica. This region expanded from modern Mexico throughout Central America. In the south down here, it was a lot of forests and highlands, and then in the north up here, it was rainforest, grasslands, and swamps. They descended from the Olmec civilization. So the Olmec civilization lived in this area first, and the Maya kind of came over and conquered them and grew out of them. And their civilization was very based on agriculture. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. So, a few things for the Maya civilization. They had a lot of ceremonial centers. So, this was a large plaza in the city center that was surrounded by temples and palaces, and where religious rituals and other public ceremonies took place. They lived in kind of pre-classic style houses, so the Maya farmed and lived in these very simple houses. And much like the ancient Egyptians, they used hieroglyphics to write. So hieroglyphics are writing that uses pictures as symbols. They had some classic ideas where they adapted and developed ideas. They improved some building techniques. And then eventually they reached their peak. During their peak time, they had independent states with farming communities and cities. And then as they started their decline in what they call the post-classic period, they abandoned the southern communities and started to move further north. The Maya civilization was not united or unified, but they were more of a collection of city-states. So kind of think how in ancient Greece they had a bunch of city-states. It was similar to this in the Maya civilization during this time. And over here we have a picture of what some of the Maya hieroglyphics looks like. So as far as the class structure for the Maya, they did have a social pyramid, much like how we've talked about that in Japan and Europe. So the social pyramid was a social structure in the shape of a pyramid with layers representing different social classes and different ranks. So at the very top of our social pyramid is the ruler. Then, right underneath the ruler, he ruled with some help of advisors and decided when and with whom to go to war. He was considered a god king, so the Maya worshipped him like a god, so we'll talk more about their religion later. And then a son or a close male relative, if he did not have a son, would succeed the ruler. And the rulers were almost always men, but women still had some influences. The next level on our social pyramid, so right underneath the king, were nobles and priests. So only members besides the ruler who could read and write. So nobles were often scribes and officials, so that meant they took a lot of notes, they did a lot of the advising. They were also in charge of the administration of the states. So they did things like taxes, supplies, labor, construction, and led the armies. So think of them as kind of an all-around person who oversees all the little facets of the government. And then the other people who were very big in the Maya society were priests. So it was the priest's job to maintain favor with the gods. So in all of these ancient Mesoamerican civilizations we're going to talk about, they all worship many gods. So priests, they would have a ritual. So this was a set of actions that is always performed the same way as a part of a religious ceremony. And they would also do sacrifices. So, for example, a gift of an animal for slaughter to honor the gods because they thought by sacrificing an animal it would keep the gods happy. Priests were also considered mathematicians, astronomers, and healers, so kind of like the doctors of the time. So they had quite a few different skills. Underneath the nobles and the priests were merchants and artisans. So these people were in charge of trading and crafts, so getting the people all the goods and making people all the goods that they needed. They were very accomplished traders. They learned to travel by sea, the river, roads that they built through connecting the different empires. They imported very valuable products such as from the lowlands, such as jade, obsidian, and copal. So those were all types of stones that they used to decorate things. And they also made a wide variety of objects. Some of these included things like murals, sculptures. They did a lot of weaving for like blankets and clothes, pottery for them to use in the kitchen. So think of this as like the skilled worker class. Then at the very bottom of the society, we have the peasants and the slaves. So the peasants were the backbone of the society because they worked very hard on land growing all the crops so everyone would be well fed. Women peasants would help prepare the food. They would do some of the weaving that the merchants and artisans would later sell, and as well as some of the sewing, so to help make the clothes. Peasants were also in charge of building pyramids and temples. So much like the ancient Egyptians, they used these as forms of worship for their gods. And peasants were also the soldiers during the war, who, if you remember, we talked about how the nobles would be in charge of the people during the war. Then we have the slaves. The slaves were the manual labor for owners. Some were born into slavery and some became slaves because some parents would sell their children for food if they ran out of money, or some slaves might be people that they captured in war. The Maya did not mistreat their slaves, and sometimes they had a lot better life than peasants because they were always well taken care of and always had a lot of food. However, one downside of being a slave is that if your owner died, you were then sacrificed to the gods to ensure that your master made it into the next life. So, not so great there. Family life for the Maya. Most of the people lived in one-room huts with interwoven poles. Several families would live together, and women would often rise before dawn to make a fire, cook, care for the small children, and take care of the homes. The men worked in fields and hunted. They often took time to celebrate special events, such as the birth of a child. That was considered a very big deal in the society back then. Girls, they would have a ceremony at 3 months, and boys would have a special ceremony at 4 months to celebrate their life. And then a coming of age ceremony, so think of this as like you're now an adult ceremony. Girls would have that at 12 years old, and boys would have that at 14 years old. Men would get married around the age of 20, and girls would get married around the age of 14. So, girls in the class, you've got a couple more years until you're married in the Aztec society. Marriages were often negotiated by the village matchmaker, so you did not get to choose who you married. And you would agree upon an amount of food and clothing to be given to the family, and for a number of years, the husband would go work for the wife's family, so it was kind of an exchange there. So, religion was very important during this time. The cities were built around religious and ceremonial centers. The Maya religion, like I mentioned earlier, was polytheistic, so they had over 160 gods that they worshipped. So, polytheism is the belief in many gods. We've mostly talked about monotheistic societies so far this year. Gods they believed in the Mayan society had animal characteristics and were forces of nature that affected people's daily lives. So things like, God of rain, God of war, they believed in all of that and had a god for all of those. They also believed that only priests could explain divine signs and lead people through rituals. And they honored gods with offerings and sacrifices. Usually it was just animals, but sometimes they did do human sacrifices, like I talked about earlier with the slaves. So, human sacrifices were usually orphans, slaves, or nobles captured during a war. So, like if they were warring with a neighboring kingdom and they captured their noble, they would sacrifice all of the nobles from that kingdom in order to thank the gods for their success in the war. They also played a game called Pok-a-Tok. This was a ball game where a rubber ball was hit through a stone ring using elbows, wrists, and hips. So that if you've ever seen the movie Road to El Dorado, it's the game that they play in that movie. And so this is where, in this picture here, this is where they had to get the ball through it. The losing team was then sacrificed, and the captain of the defending team was beheaded. So, this was considered a great honor to play this game. The Mayan were also known for their calendars. They had two main calendars for one was for religious meetings and the other was for other purposes. The daily calendar was based on the sun or the solar year. So this one was 18 months of 20 days each, and 5 they called them unlucky days because they didn't fit in. They had a sacred or a ritual calendar, which they called a sacred round, and this was 13 months of 2 days, so 260 days, and they had 2 cycles that ran 1 to 13 and a set of 20 day names. Each day represented a different god, so think of it as like each day they worshiped or thanked a different god. And only priests could read the sacred round, and it would help them figure out when to plant, hunt, cure people if they were sick, go to battle, and perform ceremonies. So, something also unique about the Maya was their agricultural techniques. So, their main food that they grew was corn or maize. They would struggle to grow enough food to feed the population, oftentimes because farming was very difficult due to dense forests. They had very little water in this area and there was very poor soil. So they did something called terrace farming. So we'll talk more about that when we get to the Inca. But basically they built a flat earth steps into the hills and farmed into those. And they also did something called slash and burn agriculture. This was a farming technique in which vegetation is cut away and burned to clear land for growing crops. So basically, they'd trim everything away, burn it, and it would make the soil better because it would help wear out the soil, so the land had to reset in between growings. Everyone also had a lot of household gardens where they grew their own little crops as well. So, the peak of the Maya civilization lasted about 600 years. In 750 CE, they started to fall apart, and then in 900 CE, the Mayan moved into the jungles. Their collapse is a mystery. No one knows exactly how their collapse happened. They don't know if there was a drought, so they ran out of water. Maybe they all ran out of food, so they all left to go somewhere. Maybe they were captured in a war. Maybe some invaders came in. But present day, there's still a lot of Mayan ruins you can go visit in Central America, even if we don't know what actually happened to them at the end. So we have a picture right here of some Mayan pyramids, as well as this one right here. This is the Mayan pyramids at Tikal in Guatemala, and another picture right here. So you can see how in this picture they have a huge courtyard right here, plaza where they would gather. Look at how high these pyramids are. This is a person right here, and these are some very high pyramids where they would do their human sacrifices or different ceremonies up at the top over here. Okay, hope you guys have a good rest of your day.